Welcome to our meditation. We are only interested in one thing here, and that is to sit together in the presence. Thinking is not important here. As much as possible, let go of thinking without effort. And realize that you are more fully yourself when you're not thinking. And when you're not thinking, you can realize that being simply is. You will realize the meaning of being. And you can sense the being that you are. Which can be expressed as the first person singular of the verb to be. I am. So you sense that you are the presence prior to thinking. That you are the presence. That is why we are here, to realize that we are that, to become that. As I sit here, I am not thinking. The words simply come out of the stillness. And as the words are being uttered, there is simply stillness. So if you would join me in not thinking, just as I do not require to think, I am simply present. The great teacher, Ramana Maharshi, who taught in the 1st century in India, was once asked by a visitor this question. How do I know whether I'm making progress on the spiritual path? And he answered, the degree of absence of thought is the only true criterion on the issue of progress. The extent to which you are free of thought in daily life still being able to use thought when it's needed perfectly, efficiently, and more creatively, because you have access to the unconditioned intelligence which is the presence itself. How long you can sit in meditation or form or meditation is not a good criterion of progress along the spiritual plane. But it is the result in practical life. Which initially may just mean little moments in presence, in the doing of your life, just little moments of being, alertness and stillness, consciousness, consciously looking at something, consciously listening, consciously being. Which does not mean thinking I am being, but simply being. The thought can be an intermediate step, a background commentary, but you need to practice simply being. And at some point, you get to the level where you will have no background commentary. You will simply be. You do not need to have some aim, like I need to be completely free. Nothing like that. Renounce all unnecessary thinking. Simply be present instead. When the ego diminishes, and eventually cannot survive in you when you are present, people have practiced traditionally all kinds of renunciations in their spiritual lives. In Christianity, in Buddhism, Hinduism, and the like. And they're still being practiced in many cultures to some extent. Denunciation of possessions, renunciation of your name, adopt a new spiritual name, renunciation of physical comforts, exposing the body to discomfort, all of this can be helpful, but if the most basic renunciation is not known, then the most basic attachment will still be there. And it's an attachment to your thoughts. You haven't renounced unnecessary thinking. Setting aside a period for being present is traditionally called meditation. So you can say that that is what we're doing here. Although we are not really doing anything, all we're doing, which is not really a doing, is that we are realizing our presence. Realizing presence. Right now, in different parts of the planet, little points of consciousness, waking up. Where before there was only a person, there is now a conscious presence arising from different parts of the planet at the same time. In the presence, there is no space, and there is no time. And it is an amazing realization, because in essence, who you are is not dependent on the past or on the future. You are self-sufficient. You do not need the future to arrive at some place, a more fulfilled you. As presence, you are already complete. One could say presence is the cream, and whatever happens in time and whatever happens in the future to you is just a schemed map. But once you know, once you have the map, it's not really that important anymore. As presence arises, you lose the fear of death, which of course arises because you unconsciously think you need more time to be fully yourself. Of course, the truth is, you need to get out of time to be fully yourself.